Hey guys, welcome back to LA Editor, Alabama King. I'm Wellborn Farine, and this is Winston. He's going to be keeping me company during this video. As many of you know, a while back I purchased the Dr. Power brush mower for my farm, and I made a video about it, which you guys can check out. I would love for you to see it. It's actually done quite well, where I reviewed the mower. You're okay. Got lots going on here. Just so you know, I live in Los Angeles, and that's why you're gonna hear cars flying by. You're gonna hear people talking possibly in the background. I apologize in advance for that, but I gotta get this done, and it's kind of unavoidable. Planes going over, so anyway, I'm sorry about that. Back to the brush mower. The reason I purchased the brush mower is that I needed a way to be able to take care of the weeds right around my trees. I could use a bush hog, and bush hogs are great because they allow me to take out lots of weeds very quickly. But the problem is I can't get too close to the trees, because if I get too close to the trees, I could hit a bump or something like that and then slam into one of my trees and kill them. And I don't want that happening. And the Dr. Brush Mower has turned out to be the answer, and it's worked out really, really well. I mean, check out my other video, but I love the machine. It runs great, it's very powerful, it can cut saplings around 2 inches thick, has no problem getting over uneven terrain or irregular terrain. It allows me to cut the weeds quickly, allows me to get right up next to the trunk because of the deck, and as a result, when I'm done bush hogging and cleaning up around the trees, I have very little weed eating and actual weeding right up around the trees.
This row I got really good, really close to it.
It just makes my life a lot easier. So it's one of the purchases that I'm really glad that I got, and it's been a really awesome machine. Also, aside from just cutting weeds with it, I plan on also using it around the property at different areas that are sort of hard to get into, and cutting paths and trails so that I can get up into my property and go places I normally wouldn't be able to go because of all the weeds and the bramble and stuff like that. So I'm not just going to be using it for weeds, I'm going to be using it for lots of different things around the property. Basically, the brush mower is one of my favorite purchases of all time. But if you'll remember, when I first got the brush mower, I had a lot of problems with it. One issue was that the mower came with a protective cover for the machine and a bolt to attach it, but there's nowhere to attach the bolt to connect the cover.
It's missing something. It's missing a couple things, honestly.
Yeah, like what goes in these holes?
I think something's missing. Missing some part of the package.
That's not good. I called Dr. Power, and they said they must have forgotten to attach the plate that was needed to attach the cover to the mower, and that they'd send me a replacement ASAP. Here's the second issue we found. We can get it to start, but we can't get it to cut off. It's just frustrating. That brush mower was brand new. I paid a lot for it, and then it's delivered this way without the plate for the bolt, and it won't stop. Like, it's just annoying, and it's like, I guess this is the new Made in USA. It's like, it says Made in USA on it. It's supposed to be like top quality, and a lot of care and effort has gone into it, and it's just frustrating because it arrives and it feels like it's just like, I don't know. I don't want to say it. It's a nice piece of equipment, but it just feels like crappy Chinese crap. Not bashing on Chinese, by the way, but you know, it's that whole made in America. Look, if it's made in America, it's supposed to be top quality, and for it to be missing things when it's delivered, and for it not to be able to do something as simple as just shut off, I'm just annoyed. So this video is a continuation of the last video. You'll get to see how I fixed the cover. Also, I had a number of people that wrote in and were sort of speculating as to why I was unable to shut off the mower, and now I got the answer to that. What I found out about the mower and why I've been having all the issues is pretty interesting, and I want to share that with you because I do have an answer. I am going to be able to fix it so that it'll shut off when I move the throttle down to stop. And you're going to get blown away by what happened at the factory and why this was a problem at the first place. This morning, I got the Dr. Power parts to fix it. I've already spent some time blowing it off and getting it clean. I'll show you. Actually could do a little bit more here. Cleaning the deck. But down in this part, that's what I've been doing. I'm gonna be doing some more bush hogging. So it doesn't have to be perfect, but I wanted to get it nice and clean and blown off before I had the casing back on top. So here's the part. It came in. So I've got that. I've also got the cover and I got the nut.
Hold up, guys. I got a correction. This is the nut. And what he's holding, that's the bolt.
So I'm gonna be installing this right now. All right, so what's in the box? All right, we have the bracket right here. That's what we're looking at. It's gonna fit right here like that, and the bolt's gonna screw into there. That's what they forgot to put on at the factory. Okay, so it's pretty simple and straightforward. I gotta take this piece here, see these two holes? Gotta mount it right here. So, let's do that. Get that one going. Got that one going. All right, so the next thing is to take this, put it right over the top. I'm gonna put the bolt through here and through here. And that's it. Finally, I got the cover fixed, which wasn't a huge deal. It was just a matter of waiting for the part to come in. But I had one more problem to fix: how to adjust the throttle so that I could turn it to stop and actually turn off the mower. Let's demonstrate this. Okay. Great, crank's great. But then when we come here to stop, so when I was down on the farm, I called customer service and I was like, I can't shut off the mower. You know, I can push it all the way to stop. Do you know how I can fix it? And customer service was very, very helpful. And they were like, don't worry about that. That's just a really simple adjustment. It was just an issue of adjusting the bolt that holds the throttle cable, moving backwards and forwards to sort of fine tune it. All right, so I've got this thing here. That's as far forward as it goes. Let me show you a little closer. Right here. It moves back and forth like this. And that is the stop position. And it's not moving far enough forward this way to actually stop the machine. So I'm gonna adjust this piece right here and see if I can fix that. I tried adjusting it, adjusting that spring nut thing and moving that thing back and forth. Nothing was working and it was driving me absolutely bananas. I don't know. It's not, I can't get it, I can't fix it. So I can fix it so that when you pull it all the way up to choke, it'll choke it out. But I can't fix it so that when you turn it to stop, it'll stop. I've moved it back and forth. I've moved it all the way to the left and it still won't choke out the engine. So just like a little bit of information that I learned, because I know nothing about engines. What does choke out mean? So Gasoline is the liquid form of gas, right? Gas will only ignite in a gas form. So in other words, theoretically, you could take a match, and if you stuck it down into the gas, into the gasoline, the liquid, it would snuff out the match.
Okay, hold up. Before we go any farther, I gotta say something to the bozos out there that are stupid enough to try something like this at home. Don't do it, because the flame will hit the vapor before it hits the liquid, and guess what? You'll be dead.
First, a valve opens and the piston lowers, letting a mixture of fuel and air into the combustion chamber. Second, as it comes up, the piston compresses the fuel-air mixture. Third, a spark from the spark plug ignites the mixture, which pushes the piston down again. Fourth, the exhaust valve opens, and as it comes up, the piston pushes the spent gases out. And the cycle starts over again. Intake, compression, combustion, exhaust. Intake, compression, combustion, exhaust. Intake, compression, combustion, exhaust. Intake.
So what choking out does, is the liquid flooding into the chamber, overcoming the gases, and snuffing out the spark. So that's what a choke is. When you're first starting the engine, you choke it as well, just to kind of get it going. And I think that's because there's no gas in the chamber. So if you put the choke in, it adds a little bit of gas, that vaporizes a little bit, and then that vapor can catch. Anyway, I'm learning about all of this. I'm learning about pecans, I'm learning about engines, like I'm learning about it all.
So I was on Facebook and I came across this user group, which was like a Dr. Power user group that helps Dr. Power owners sort of figure out issues that they're having with different Dr. Power products. And they don't just make brush mowers, they make all kinds of stuff. The group's called the Dr. Power Equipment Users. And if you're thinking about getting a Dr. Power product, I definitely suggest you become a member of that group and check it out, because there's lots of really good information. There are a lot of really great people. A lot of people are willing to help you out with whatever problems you happen to be having. And the good thing is the information is coming from people that are actually users, people who actually own these products and are having problems with them. So, you know, you don't have to worry about it being stilted towards the company or whatever. The cool thing is they actually have a few Dr. Power customer service representatives that are members of it. I think it's more of sort of like an unofficial capacity, but they're members of the group and they like to help people out. By the way, when you are responding to these people can be very frustrated with Dr. Power and Generac, the company that puts things together. I would just ask, like, be nice to these people, because they're not getting paid for it. Like, they're just helping people out. And they don't own the company, they don't run the company, and you can have complaints about the company, but be nice to people. The golden rule, right? So when I heard about this group, I actually posted my video up there so people could see it. And the video was a fairly good sort of, review of the Dr. Power brush mower and all of the issues that I was having and the frustration that I was having. By the way, one thing I learned since I did my first video is that it's not Dr. Power. It's DR Power. The guy who invented the machine, I think his name was like Dick Raymond or something like that. Some people also say it's for done right, but it's actually Dick Raymond. Anyway, I didn't know any of that information until I joined this Facebook group. And they watched my video where I was calling it the doctor, and doctor this and doctor that. I'm just gonna call it the doctor. Normally, you don't want the doctor to be doing a lot of cutting, but in this case, it's just what the doctor's ordering. They were like, dude, it's not doctor, it's DR. Anyway, so that's a little bit of historical information. Maybe you won't make that same mistake, but it's called DR Power. The thing is, I love calling it the doctor, and so that's why I'm doing it. So for my channel, it's called The Doctor. Donald Purley from Dr. Power reached out to me, and he'd figured out exactly what happened at the factory, what the problems were, and how I could fix it. When I purchased the Dr. Power brush mower, I purchased the 10.5 horsepower Premier brush mower. The Premier mower, it comes with a certain deck and handlebar system, and it has a very specific throttling system that's made specifically for the Premier mower. Well, they've also got another 10.5 horsepower engine, which is the Pro model. The decks basically are the same, They're the same size and everything, except the handlebar system is just a little different. The top of the handlebar system of the Premier mower, it's got a throttle that goes right and left, and you throttle it up, and then to shut it down, you're supposed to push it all the way to the left to stop, to shut it off. With the Pro model, it actually uses a key to turn it off. So that was the problem. They put the Pro model engine on the Premier deck handlebar system. And the only difference between the two systems is how you shut off the mower. Well, there's one more thing that's different. I'm gonna have to ask them, but there's this wire here. I was like, what are these wires for? And this little thing, and in the video, I actually speculated maybe it's for attachments or something, but I wasn't supposed to get attachments. I ordered the Premier. With the Premier model, you can't attach attachments to it. So I was like, what are these wires? Well, they put the Pro model engine on the Premier deck, and voila, I got a free upgrade. Okay, so hold up. We figured out that we've got the wrong engine on the wrong deck, and that's dandy. But what's the actual fix? What do I need to do so that I can actually turn off the engine when I push the throttle to stop? Well, Donald Purley sent me an email with pictures and instructions. This is the wire. It's just this. It's that on one end, right? And that on the other end. So if you look at the image that Donald sent me, and then you see the video that I shot of my engine, you can see where I'm missing something. Right here, that's where this part of the wire attaches. I screw it right down underneath that bolt. I haven't seen the mower since I got back to LA, so I'm not exactly sure if I'm gonna be able to put this together, but I think I am. Then the wire goes up around the top of the engine, and I gotta take off the top of the engine. I have to plug this into, I believe it's called the coil, but then that's gonna be it. And yes, it's an electric shutoff. There were a number of people, Brady Lucas, as well as a few other people who commented on the video, who were speculating, oh, there's gotta be some sort of an electric shutoff. Well, there is. And the reason it wasn't installed on my mower was that they installed the wrong engine on the deck. I'm not out the farm. I'm not able to fix this right now. I'm gonna have to do it when I go back down there, probably in November. The cool thing is, when I do, I'm gonna fix this. I'm gonna do a video on how I fixed this and show you how I did it, show you how it works. And then I'm also gonna do a video on attachments. I'm gonna get the headlamps that go onto the mower. I'm gonna show you how to put them on, how they attach on, and then we're gonna test them out. See, the thing is, in Laverne, Alabama, in November, it gets dark around 5:30. This is gonna allow me to go till like 8 o'clock at night, mowing while it's dark, and I'll be able to get a lot more done in the day. And so I'm actually really excited about that. So next video, it's gonna be putting this on the mower, and hopefully I'll be able to shut off my mower. And I'm also gonna test out a few of those attachments. We'll see how those headlights are doing, and that's all to come. Big shout out to Signature Tracks at signaturetracks.com for their awesome music, and BORIS Sapphire for their industry-leading sapphire effects. By the way, in the description below, I have some special discounts on their products just for my subscribers. Thanks for watching LA Editor Alabama King. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.